I recently visited New York City for the weekend. Here's my attempts at vlogging the trip. Alright guys, so I'm here in Brooklyn. This is awkward. As you can see, that didn't really work out too well. So I was just like, screw it, okay? I'm just gonna document it through my Instagram. I'd highly recommend go follow me on Instagram at Odisho. I'm active on there every day. You can message me, check out my stories, lives, pictures. I met a ton of cool people, recorded some podcasts and videos, and also I held a meetup in Washington Square Park. So let's get into it. Do a little circle. Yeah, I know, I'm gonna wait. This is awesome, but I'm gonna...
Why does he look like he went through the sprinklers?
So I picked the worst time possible to tell everyone to come down here as a test. See who really wants to come down here.
I'm just walking, I'm leaving the park, and I see these guys over here with the camera. Got my man there. We are in Washington Square Park. What's your name, man?
My name is Justin. What was your name, guys?
My name is Sean Gumby.
Sean Gumby.
Yeah. What's up?
I like what you're doing.
Always believe in you. Never give up no matter what's going on with you right now in your life. Never, ever, ever lose faith. Always get up and keep moving forward.
Very interesting. I haven't finished it yet, but he signed it for me. Even though it was a rainy day, we still made it work. The rain wasn't too bad, so we were able to hang out for a little bit. Thank you, man.
Yeah?
That's an IRL super chat. I just super chatted him. One.
I'll get behind you.
But like I always binge New York content. A fellow creator from New York, Brett Conti, stopped by. After the meetup, Brett invited me back to check out the shared creative studio workspace, and we recorded an episode of the podcast.
Always dreamt of moving to the city and like trying to, you know, make it in the big city, and I think a lot of other people can relate to that or want to move here.
I interviewed Brett all about, you know, how he started his own clothing line, what he's doing on YouTube, how he's been able to make a living, how he likes New York, all that. And he was kind enough to give me one of his very own custom shirt designs from his brand, Fortune New York. So that was really cool to, you know, have the shirt straight from the creator, and I ended up wearing that for the next day on the trip. This statue is called Chance Meeting. 3 people having a chance meeting. One of the things that I wanted to do while I was in New York City for sure is link up with Sara DeEchi.
We're doing it. So, I already see the hear the vision.
Exposed.
This is killer.
She has her own podcast. I've actually had her on my podcast, and so this time around we linked up so that we could do an episode for her podcast. She asked me some things about how I got started on YouTube, editing talk, and we also ended up recording a video for my channel on some editing tips between the two of us that we could share. And yes, I did bump into Casey Neistat randomly while we were headed up to Sarah's studio office space. The elevator doors are open, they're closing, and just as they're closing, who walks by? The man himself, Casey Neistat, looks over at us. Hey guys, and I was just like, hey, and then the elevator door closed, and I was like, what the heck? That was just Casey Neistat. Guys, check out this awesome sign. I'm recording, I bet you guys know where I am. I'm recording a podcast with Sara DeEchi. Go check out her stuff. It does rhyme. DeEchi. Bab in here showing me around the Vayner office.
Yo.
I was telling him this is probably going to be, it might rank into like top 1 or 2, top 3 for sure, podcast backdrop views all around. You may be familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube, one of the best resources and influences for me as I was figuring out this whole social media business journey, and read all his books and everything. And Babin works closely to Gary as his personal videographer, editor, kind of does a lot of things for the team. And I linked up with him to interview him on exactly, you know, how it's been working with Gary, how he got the opportunity, what he does there exactly, and how he plans to leverage that and what he plans to do in the future as himself. And he just kind of showed me around the office as well. I didn't specifically meet Gary, but we kind of, you know, he had nodded at us we had nodded at him. He was in some sort of meeting doing something, some Twitch stuff or something. But it's super cool to be in the office and see this whole machine that's working again, that creative energy, just being around it. I also met his other videographer, D-Rock, nice guy. He was working on some stuff. Our flight left very early the next morning, and I'll have to be back for perhaps longer than a weekend next time. So that was my New York City trip. Although, you know, I wasn't able to naturally vlog it, I just story timed it to you here. Thank you so much if you watched all the way to the end here. And you can expect all of those videos to be coming out on my channel here on YouTube. So subscribe, turn on notifications if you don't want to miss them. Go follow me on Instagram at Odisho if you want to just keep up with me every day. Just message if you want. Watch my behind the scenes stories. And yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video.